Okay, we're moving on now to talk more about the causes. The experts included in the committee constituted by the Uttarakhand government under the chairmanship of the director to understand why this took place in the first place, why the landslide that led to the tunnel being blocked, those 40 workers now being inaccessible, why that happened. That committee has now arrived on the ground. They're inspecting the site. They've started their investigation. The team is surveying the tunnel as we speak, the tunnel and the hill above it. Now, my colleague Anshul is with us live right now from Uttarkashi. Anshul brought us each of those ground reports in the last few minutes. Let's go over to him to understand more. Anshul, in the time that we've had yesterday, today to speak to experts, one thing that all environmentalists and experts seem to be agreeing on is that this tunnel was being built in an area that has lime rock. It's a sedimentary rock. It is prone to collapsing if the protocols aren't adhered to. Is that what the committee is on the ground to understand, if all the protocols were being adhered to in this process?
Well, yes, a lot of questions that needs to be answered at this point in time, because remember, the manner in which this entire incident has happened definitely raises a lot of questions on the safety and security of workers who are working here round the clock to make sure that this tunnel is completed on time. In fact, this entire project of all-weather road that connects all the four dhams out here in Uttarakhand, that is done, because you see, there were a lot of deficiencies that might have happened because of which this entire incident has happened. I got a chance to speak to a few laborers who were working on the spot. They were in a different shift, and in fact they were the lucky ones who were in fact not inside the tunnel when this entire incident had happened. One of the reasons that they had said that there was a portion in that tunnel that needed some sort of work, but yes, the decision was taken by the higher ups that they'll do it later, and in fact they'll go ahead and continue the tunneling process. And while this process was ongoing, the tunnel suddenly came down. The basic reasons that people believe that this might have happened might be because of the vibrations of the heavy machineries that were used, and because of that the sedimentary rocks actually came down and blocked the entire pathway. Approximately 50 meters of debris is what we are being told at this point in time is between the rescue workers and the laborers who are stuck inside. It has been more than 55 hours now. Yes, this team has been formed. There are a lot of questions that this team needs to answer after the investigation as to who was responsible for this entire incident, because definitely this prima facie seems like a man-made disaster that was waiting to happen, because there was a portion of this tunnel that needed some sort of repair work, and the repair work was going on in some other part at the very time this incident had happened. So what were the orders given? Was the SOP followed? Because generally in such high risk terrains there is a SOP that is put in place to make sure that even if people are trapped inside, there is a way through which they can be rescued. Was that rescue path made? If that rescue path was made, why was it made in such a location that it was blocked by the debris? All these questions are being looked forward to be answered from this committee that has been formed in the next few days. We are expecting this committee to actually come out with the exact answers. But yes, the main focus of the entire government and the entire machinery who is on the ground at this point in time is to make sure that all these laborers are taken out safely, and they are trying to make sure that all these precious lives are saved at the earliest, because time is something that they are fighting against at this point in time. Because remember, over the last 55 hours these laborers have got only dry fruits and some protein rich foods that can be blown inside the tunnel, which means that it should be lightweight, and hence these people have not got access to any sort of solid food over the last 55 hours. Although oxygen and water supply is something that is constant, is what this entire mechanism has been set up by the NDRF and the SDRF. But yes, the new plan that they are putting forth, they are expecting that by today late evening or by early today morning, the first person might be able to come out of the tunnel, because the drilling process is a process that is going to take a lot of time. Although state-of-the-art machineries are being used, but even after that, approximately 150 feet of debris needs to be drilled through, and pipes need to be inserted in so that the workers can finally crawl out. This is going to be a very hard and time-taking process that has already started. The machinery has already been set up inside the tunnel. But yes, the pipes in the next few hours, we are expecting that the drilling of the pipes would start. Will this plan be successful? That is still a big question mark, because the last plan that was implemented by the rescue teams, that actually did not bear the fruits that they wanted to, as they were using earth movers to remove the debris, and as soon as that debris was being removed, fresh debris used to fall from the from inside the sides of the tunnels as well as the top of the tunnels.
Anshul, I'm just going to have to take a second. Abhishek Rohila, the Uttarkashi DM, is with us right now to bring us more context on the operation. Sir, हमारे साथ इस वक्त जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद सर. पहले आप हमें बता सकते हैं ये रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन कहां तक पहुंचा है?
जी, अभी रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन इंसिडेंट के तुरंत बाद से लगातार चल रहा है, एंड वी हैव गॉट सम सक्सेस इन रिमूविंग डेब्री और मक टू अ डिस्टेंस, और अभी उसमें थोड़ा सा चेंज भी किया गया है स्ट्रेटजी में, एंड एक पाइप के थ्रू एस्केप टनल बनाने की भी कोशिश हो रही है, तो वी आर वर्किंग ऑन इट.
Sir, I have two short questions for you. After that, we'll let you go. I know it's a very tense time for you. Can you tell our audiences, sir, what precautions are being taken right now for those who are inside the tunnel? We've already spoken about food and water being sent to them. What is the mechanism by which it is being given to each of the workers who are trapped inside?
No, there is a service pipe along the tunnel which was laid during the construction of this tunnel. So the company which has constructed this tunnel they are sending it through the pipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sir, let me ask.
And along with that, air, using a compressor, air is also being circulated, so that there is no breathing problem inside.
Okay, so let me ask you one last question. Much is being asked right now by environmentalists over the last 24 hours. We've had environmentalists on our show say that we'd warned that this was a risky project. This is a region that is prone to landslides, for example. Prima facie, sir, even though the focus right now is saving these 40 workers, tell us, prima facie, do you know already of if any protocols were not being followed?
No, nothing of that nature has come to our notice, and when such mega infrastructure projects are constructed, there are chances that some things may not go as per plan. So it happens, and we are trying our best to remedy the problem at hand, and it is a teamwork. Everybody is doing their bit.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rohila, thank you for speaking to us right here on CNN News 18. Okay, let me go back to my